last dollar at the corner store. Can't feel the heat from the radiator no more. Met the devil standing by the traffic light. He wore a gray suit in the freezing night. Crossroads ain't made of Mississippi dirt. It's just wet asphalt and a world of hurt. Sold my soul for a heated room. Now I'm chanting in this concrete tomb. Gutted by the rent I couldn't pay. Watched my red string down the alleyway. The spirits don't bargain for minimum wage. Just lock you up in a digital cage. Crossroads ain't made of Mississippi dirt. It's just wet asphalt and a world of hurt. Sold my soul for a heated room. Now I'm chanting in this concrete tomb. Devil in a suit, freezing night. Choking on the silence of this empty elevator. Staring the buttons like a lost creator. I sprinkled salt across the sliding door. Don't want a ghost walking here no more. Burn my fingers lighting a graveyard candle. The heat of the city is too much to handle. The flickering screen shows a silent face. I'm casting shadows in this God-forsaken place. sitting alone on the shipping dock. The voodoo works, but the cost is deep. Selling my blood for a chance to sleep. Dead inside from the bitter frost wind. Found my mojo hand where the alley begins. Torn open and dumped in the dirty snow. Nowhere left for a broken man to go. My heavy boots crunch on the broken glass, waiting for this midnight chill to pass. Gray sky, the iron bridge groans a quiet goodbye. I rub the conqueror root until my fingers bled, trying to wake the spirits of the walking dead. Just an empty pint and a frozen tear. No magic left in this hemisphere. Cold hands, frozen roots, fading out. I'm paralyzed and drowning in this empty room. Sprinkle graveyard dirt to sweep away the gloom. Ticking iron clock is sounding like a quiet tune. It's howling at my door, shadows creeping up across the hardwood floor, begging the spirits, 'cause I can't take no more. Sweating out my blood like I'm fighting in a war. Kicking broken glass, neon lights flickering as the strangers hurry past. Got my black cap on, but the spell ain't gonna last. It's howling at my door, shadows creeping up across the hardwood floor, begging the spirits, 'cause I can't take no more. Sweating out my blood like I'm fighting in a war. Sitting at the avenue crossroad, traded my last dime just to lighten up my load. But the magic faded out when the river overflowed. Now I'm chained forever to this freezing bitter cold. 7 days of sorrow, 7 nights of rain. I tied the root with a red string, but the fever still remains. Lord, have mercy on a fool who tries to cheat his own fate. from the minimum wage. Sweeping the floor in this warehouse cage. I whispered a chant to the flickering light, trying to summon the spirits of night. The security screen, the cruelest reality I've ever seen. Sprinkle the graveyard, dirt by the door, but the boss man just walked right across the floor. Tomb. Ain't no magic in the shipping lane, just a rusted back and chronic pain. Choking on the fumes of the morning commute, wearing the dirt on my only suit. Met a woman on Halsted with a blind white eye. She read my palm beneath the gray city sky. She said, your soul is pawned, your ticket is torn. You've been dragging chains since the day you were born. No root in the earth can save you now, just the sweat dripping off your weary brow. just the bus stop, heavy rain. Shattered into pieces by a quiet, dead dial tone. Sitting at the crossroad of the city, made of stone. Cast in every hex, just to bring you back home. Lord, this urban voodoo is messing with my mind, searching for a salvation I ain't never gonna find. Glowing numbers on the clock, ooh, leaving me behind. Walking through the shadows, completely deaf and blind. Washing off the ashes in the bitter morning chill. Sprinkled salt right over my unpaid bill. Waiting for the howling wind to finally stand still, knowing that this silent scream is moving in to kill. sinking slowly under these artificial skies. Got John the Conqueror route to hide my tired eyes, listening to the echo of the city's empty lies. Across the frozen factory floor, midnight spell is broken, can't protect me anymore. Waking up a ghost behind a rusted iron door. Just a hollow man doing exactly what he's told. Paralyzed by the screech of the iron rail, mixing my sweat with this midnight spell. The pawn ticket burns in my calloused hand. Lost my mojo to a concrete land. Gutted like a fish on the loading dock, staring at the hands of the rusted clock. A gypsy woman warned me by the factory smoke. Every curse you throw is another bone broke. Choking on the ash from a cheap cigar, drawing hexes on the hood of a stolen car. The spirits don't listen in the city limits, just unread lies and frozen minutes. Gutted on the graveyard shift at the steel mill, swallowing dust like a bitter pill. I hear the mojo bag inside my locker door, hoping I wouldn't have to sweat no more. With a midnight spell, the soot covers up the gypsy's mark, leaving me blind in the industrial dark. Dead inside as the whistle screams aloud, walking home through a chemical cloud. Turned to ash, another day sold for a handful of cash. But the furnaces burn hotter than hell, can't fix my life with a midnight spell. The soot covers up the gypsy's mark, leaving me blind in the industrial dark. Suffocating as the iron gate locks, found a dead raven inside my toolbox. The foreman smiled with a devilish grin. I realized the curse was coming from him. Ashes to ashes, iron to rust. May your heavy boots crumble to dust. I break this chain. Chemical This bleeding heavy ache is swallowing me whole. Got a mojo hand burning a hole right through my soul. Watching that Greyhound bus slipping out of control, knowing the devil is the one collecting the toll. In pavement street, listening to the rhythm of my own dying heartbeat. Gypsy woman laughing while she watches my defeat. Just a broken man wrapping up his winding sheet. Lord, this heavy poison is burning up my soul. Holding my mojo hand while the city takes its toll. the shadows where the concrete runs cold. Not to ride that midnight train. Now I'm bleeding out my sorrow in this Chicago rain. Ain't no spell gonna wash away this blinding pain. Poison running through these rusted joints. Tracking her footprints to the switching points. I stitched a doll from a torn, dirty dress. Leaving my soul in this factory mess. Shattered by the dial tone on the phone. Sharpening the edge of a black cat bone. The neon sign buzzes a dying light, cursing her name in the dead of night. can't get no rest. Gutted by the click of the locked front door, my heavy boots scuffing up the hardwood floor. I sat in the dark and lit the sofa match, watching the flame catch on the window catch. By the telephone wire, feeding old letters to the trash can fire. The red string snapped around my calloused wrist, lost in the haze of the midnight mist. Paralyzed by the silence of the empty hall, shadows dancing on the cracked plaster wall. The voodoo is gone, the spell is broken through. Nothing left but the cold hard truth of you. in a coffee cup sitting on my desk. This lonely apartment is a total wreck. I burn the sage, but the smoke won't clear. The ghost of my past is still standing here. Oh, the mojo hand is soaked in gin, washing away the original sin. But the rusted root won't do its job, leaving me out here to slowly sob, crushed by the weight of the unpaid bills, staring at a bottle of sleeping pills. The spirits demand a heavier fee than a blue-collar man like me can see. Oh, the mojo hand is soaked in gin, washing away the original sin. But the rusted root won't do its job, leaving me out here to slowly sob. Rusted root, unpaid bills, gin and tears. Suffocating in this freezing Chicago fog, clutching graveyard dirt in my wet coat pocket. The L train rattles above my heavy head, on this dirty concrete bed. I pay the devil's toll on Wabash Street, dragging these frozen, blistered feet. Got a midnight spell and a broken heart, bleeding out the last of my overtime pay. Bought a black cat bone just to make her stay. But the empty parking lot offers no sound, just a howling wind pushing me to the ground. I pay the devil's toll on Wabash Street, dragging these frozen, blistered feet. Got a midnight spill and a broken heart, tearing this city's iron bones apart. In this freezing rain. John the Conqueror, hear my plea. Bury this rust deep inside the freezing lake. Take her shadow, leave my bones. South side. Blinded by the headlights on Lakeshore Drive, barely keeping this exhausted body alive. I left an offering by the storm-drained grate, 3 rusted coins and an eviction notice late. Oh, the city concrete ate my voodoo charm, left me with a broken back and a heavy arm. No spirits haunting this artificial sky, just the L train heavy chains, nowhere to go. By the headlights on Lakeshore Drive, barely keeping this exhausted body alive. I left an offering by the storm drain grate, 3 rusted coins and an eviction notice late. City concrete ate my voodoo charm, left me with a broken back and a heavy arm. No spirits haunting this artificial sky, just the L train watching a good man die. Swallowed whole by the morning chill, dragging my shadow past the steel mill. The hex I cast just turned back on me, chained to this pavement, never getting free. Just the wind, heavy chains, nowhere to go. Freezing sweat dripping down my dirty face, trapped forever in this godless place. I dropped my black cat bone in the bitter snow, watching the city plows bury it below. lost the only magic that kept me warm. Standing naked in the gathering storm. Echoing, a factory whistle blow. No crossroads here, nowhere to go. Just glowing numbers on a digital sign, telling me I'm out of luck and out of time. The spell is broken, the mojo is dead. Going back to a freezing empty bed. Buried bone, freezing snow. Shattered like the whiskey glass on the floor, drawing chalk lines underneath my door, trying to keep the bad luck from creeping in. But the Chicago wind is wearing me thin. Unread lies on my phone, chewing the marrow of a leftover bone. I curse the train that took her away. Now the iron tracks are rusting gray. drowning in the smoke of the riverfront fire. My hands are cut from the rusted wire. The voodoo don't work when your heart is cold. Just another working man getting old. Suffocating under this dirty motel sheet, hearing the sirens wail down on the street. I tied the red string to the radiator valve. Got a bleeding wound that no spell can salve. The plaster is peeling off the ceiling above. This is what I get